The love addict is desperate. The need for rush, the love rush, the need for this next dose, next fix of love. This creates emotional despair, this fear of rejection or being alone. They endlessly search for someone. They feel that they are not whole, they are not complete without someone. But they don't want love. They don't want to be loved. They don't want intimacy. They can't do intimacy, actually. They want the initial stage only. They want infatuation only, limerence only, the drug, the dopamine rush only. They want the attraction, they want the chase, but they don't want the whole package. And when they get the whole package, when someone loves them, offers them intimacy, they sabotage, they undermine the relationship, they withdraw, they become approach avoidant. They perceive intimacy as mini death, a kind of death. They are bored with a real, true, deep relationship. They hunt for the one, but they never want anyone to be that one. The life choices and decision-making of love addicts is based on the desire and the search for a perfect, unattainable relationship. So everything they do is to look for a partner which can never materialize, can never be realized. And there's no healthy intimacy or healthy romance. There's just this intense drug fix, and there's consequently no bonding and no intimate attachment. Indeed, love addicts probably have severe attachment problems. And because their relationships never develop and never reach emotional maturity, they feel detached. They feel unhappy, restless, irritable, and discontent when the rush fades, when they need the next fix. When they are not in a relationship, though, they feel desperate, unworthy, alone, and so they keep looking for a new potential mate to experience this high of falling in love once more. And they don't spend a minute, they don't waste a minute. You break up with them or you had a fight with them, the next thing they do is look for someone. I'm going to read to you a list from a website called The Ranch. It's a good list, well-compiled list of signs of love addiction. Mistaking intense sexual experiences and new romantic excitement for love. This confusion is very critical. It's the hallmark of love addiction. The love addicts have the craziest sexual experiences, totally socially unacceptable, totally dissonant and ego dystonic. Experiences which would traumatize and shock everyone. But they regard it actually as romantic excitement, or even as love, or the beginning of love at least. Constantly craving and searching for a romantic relationship. When in a relationship, being desperate to please, fearful of the other's unhappiness. So love addicts would do anything. Love addicts are pushed to participate in gangbangs and in group sex by the intimate partner because they are the most extreme form of people pleasers imaginable. When not in a relationship, feeling desperate and alone. Inability to maintain an intimate relationship once the newness and excitement have worn off. Finding it unbearable or emotionally difficult to be alone. When not in a relationship, compulsively using sex and fantasy to fill in the loneliness. Choosing partners who are emotionally unavailable and or verbally or physically abusive. Choosing partners who demand a great deal of attention and caretaking, but who do not meet or even try to meet the emotional and physical needs of the love addict. Participating in activities that do not interest you or that go against your personal values in order to keep or to please a partner. So a love addict would do anything. She would create self-pornography on camera and distribute it to hundreds of people just to please her partner's fantasy. She would fulfill the partner's wishes, sexual, emotional, and others. She would do anything. There are no boundaries and no limits to what she would do. Giving up important interests, beliefs, or friendships in order to maximize time in the relationship or to please a romantic partner. Using sex, seduction, and manipulation, guilt and shame, to hook or hold on to a partner. Using sex or romantic intensity to tolerate difficult experiences or emotions. Missing out on important family, career, or social experiences in order to search for a romantic or sexual relationship. Using anonymous sex, pornography, or compulsive masturbation to avoid needing someone, to avoid all relationships. So there are periods in the love addict's life where she is celibate and compulsively masturbates, or when she consumes pornography, or when she creates pornography and distributes it, self-pornography, pornography with their body, or when she does anonymous sex. And when I say anonymous sex, I mean like totally casual sex, sleeping with men after 1 hour and one drink. Finding difficult or impossible to leave unhealthy or abusive relationships despite repeated promises to oneself or to others to do so. Repeatedly returning to previously unmanageable or painful relationships despite promises to oneself or to others to not do so. So this is a partial list. This is a partial list. There are other signs. For example, needing to be in love, putting the romantic partner on a pedestal, obsessing over romantic interest, experiencing cravings, withdrawals, euphoria, and dependency on the partner, needing to fall in love very often, seeking emotional comfort from a partner to the point of unrequited love, and an inability to be alone. These are all hallmarks and signs of love addiction. Of course, all romantic relationships have elements of this, but we are not talking about elements. We're talking about a preponderance of these dysfunctional behaviors, choices, and decisions. We are talking about extreme, unboundaried behavior intended to please the intimate partner or a fantastic intimate partner, not even a real one, a total stranger. We are talking about extreme mood lability, highly reactive and dependent upon infatuation and limerence. And so this dysregulation, this lack of boundaries, this sacrifice of standards and values, just in order to please a romantic partner, which very often doesn't even exist except in the love addict's mind, this is love addiction. Love addicts are searching for something outside of themselves, a person, a relationship, an experience, a stranger who could be theoretically be perceived as an intimate partner. They are looking for these people to provide them with emotional and life stability. They feel that they miss something. They're half, they need another half. They're like complete and whole and stable only when they have someone in their lives. Love addicts use their intensely stimulating romantic experiences, falling in love, to fix themselves, to feel emotionally stable. They feel, when they fall in love, they feel alive. So there are profound elements of self-harming